we're going to go back and forth, okay? So everybody has something to learn. So first of all, let me put this here. All right.
You been in class with them?
So inert gun, guys, inert gun. Okay. So first thing we're going to go over is the high thoracic from appendix, right? So those of you guys that maybe, I know some guys are new from appendix and stuff like that, but my LE guys, right, carry your gun off duty, I would invite you to discover appendix, right? A couple reasons why you want to discover appendix, right? Not only is it the fastest, right, deployment of your pistol, because everything is a straight line instead of a sideways angle, right? But it's much better for retention of fighting over your gun, say at close to 3 o'clock, right? The biggest problem with 3 o'clock concealment is you're in your car, you're a right-handed guy, you're in your car with your seatbelt on, how do you get your gun out? You don't, right? So that's a limitation of it, right? But the other reason why appendix is a superior carry position is because of this. Come here, big guy. Yep, stand right there for me. Get in it, face me. Get in that fighter stance we just talked about, right? Yep, put your hands down, right? I want you to put your hands on the inside of your hips. Yep, on the inside of your hips, there, just like that, but just relax, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to push on the crook of your elbow. Do not let me move you, okay? Ready? Go. All right, good. So that's a lot of effort on my part, didn't move him, right? Now what I want you to do is go to your gun as if you're going for 3 o'clock, okay? Same thing, don't let me move you. Ready? See the difference? Why? So there's a concept, it's in all combatives, but especially jiu-jitsu, whoever controls the inside will win the fight, okay? Or control the fight anyway, right? Your inside is your shoulder and your hip line. Outside of your shoulder and your hip line, you are structurally weaker. That's why when his hands were the inside of his hips, I couldn't move him. The minute he did this, he had extended liver on the outside of his skeletal muscular structure, and he was nothing to me, right? Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, okay? That's why, right? Especially for retention purposes, right? When you start doing this and you start trying to protect your gun from over here, this hand comes over to try and protect you. Since it's crossed your midline, it's technically on the outside now, and they're both fucking worthless, right? But from a concealment position, hands are here, I can do anything I want, grab, double grabs, yada yada, arm drags, all that other stuff, right? So that's why you should consider it. Now I'm talking about concealment, I'm not talking about your ALSs. You guys got other shit you need to worry about. Plus keeping your gun out here in your ALS might not be the most comfortable thing in a fucking squad, right? But what are full-time SWAT teams doing now that don't need to be in a squad all day? Starting to get closer and closer to 2 o'clock because those transitions are fast as fuck, boy. All right, so that's why you should consider it, all right? Also, it has to go with standing too, right? So, you know, I know some of you have taken this class, right? But if this isn't good enough, this is great, this must be fucking better, right? I know we've all seen that and shit, right? This is not good either, okay? I'm gonna show you why. Guy with the centrifuge hat, can you come out here, please? Is that right there? Bro, stack your AN pillars, load that quad, face them, load that fucking quad, right? Cool. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right.
Switch. Good. Load, okay? Don't let me move you. Ready? Super fucking stable, huh? Now stand up straight. Put your feet underneath your hips. Good. Left foot forward though. Cool. Don't let me move you. Ready? Which one's more stable? That one. Which one could he launch into a run from more easily? This one or the first one? This one. Who would give up their mobility when they're shooting? Right? That's why, guys, so thank you, appreciate it. When you do this, right, your legs are in one of two status at any point in time. Another jiu-jitsu lesson, right? They're either base and or balance, right? For example, when you're deadlifting, you stand in isosceles, right? Making your feet base and base. Do you move your feet in a deadlift? No, that's how you fuck your back up, right? Right? When you walk, though, your lead foot is base, your back foot is balance. Then you switch. Base balance, base balance, base balance. When you run, you just do it quicker, okay? When you overload your quad and your glutes and you're like this is all base, no balance. That's why he was so unstable with his back foot, because there's no weight back there, okay? So feet underneath your hips, lead foot forward is the best structure for you, right? But how do you barricades, blah, 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 just squat. Just squat. Don't need to overload the quad, okay? Cool. Moving on. What that has to do with the draw, it's all part of the foundation, okay? So first one we're talking about is high thoracic, right? I'll show you two ones. One's high thoracic, one is my cheater grip. People get wrapped around the axle with telegraphing, like put your hands down, stop grabbing your shirt, you're telegraphing. Who here has never been in a fist fight? Exactly, good. So we're gonna take care of that right now. All right, cool. When you got into that fist fight, where were your hands? Like where were your hands when you got in that fist fight? Put your hands down, you're telegraphing. Yes, I'm telegraphing because I want to get punched in the fucking face, right? There's a trade-off of things, okay? So the first one is high thoracic, right? The overall key of that is like hands up and open, right? Because you don't know if it's a hands problem or a gun problem yet, right? If my hands are open, I can push, or I can also grab my gun with my hands open, right? Elbows on the inside, fingertips not above your nose tip. Why? Because this is how you get knocked out, okay? When you can't see shit. We're going to remove our cover garment. How do we do that? A lot of people like to grab at the hem. There's no problem with that, but the problem is when I grab my hem, I go past my gun to get to my gun, right? And your shirts are the same. You don't have any nerve endings in the hem of your shirt. What is near the top of your gun that you have a lot of nerve endings? You already know where they are. Your belly button, okay? Now, the problem with grabbing at the belly button, when most people grab, they make the mistake of east-west. You want to grab north-south, okay? When I go east-west, watch what happens. See my gun? Nope. North-south. See my gun? Now you see it, right? Now I just bring it to the Mary area, which is my sternum. Now, people will tell you that no. Not only do you need to defeat the opponent, you need to defeat your cover garment too. It's like, God damn, how many things I need to defeat up in here, right? They'll tell you to bring it to your chin, their shoulder, wrap it around your head like a shemagh, right? Instead, just bring it to your sternum, right? Because if my gun comes here to my sternum and my hand's up here, what does my hand have to do to get to the gun?
Travel.
It has to go back, and that costs time. But that's not what happened. What happens is your hand's up here, your gun starts going to the target. Then all of a sudden, oh shit, my support hand's late. And since your body works like an X and your support hand's late, where does your dot and your muzzle go? To the left. That's the other place where you can't find the dot, where it is when you can't find it. It's either high or it's left, combination therein, okay? All you got to do is go to your sternum, right? Sternum. That's it. That's all you got to do, okay? Now, the final one to get the gun out quickly is what I call the claw grip, okay? If you have a non-beaver tail gun, your thumb is just resting on the back plate. If you have a beaver tail gun, it's flagged up, okay? So you don't impale yourself on the beaver tail, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm literally stabbing, bouncing, plucking that gun out of the holster, right? So if I do it very demonstratively, it's here. I'm pushing down on the gun, right? I have a good belt and a good holster, so eventually it stops it, and then it bounces back up, and it's one motion. Because my thumb is not dragging against my stomach, there's no friction, right? A little bit quicker, it's here. See how I just stab the gun? It comes out all by itself, right? Now, if you have a non-beaver gun, it's 12 to 6. If you have a beaver tail gun, it's 2 to 7, okay? So that you can slide behind that beaver tail and not impale your thumb upon the beaver tail. Does that make sense? Cool, awesome, there you go. What Russ is gonna demonstrate the pluck.
I'm just gonna stand on an angle down there. Do you want me to talk about the holsters at all?
You can do what you want, bro.
All right.